Hi everyone, welcome to Last Minute Coders. My name is Vinay. I hope you guys are doing well. So in this video we are going to look into charts and Canvas app Power App. So majorly there are three kinds of charts that we can build in Canvas app as we can look up in Microsoft documentation. One is column chart, one is this pie chart, another one is this line chart. So column, pie, line. But apart from these three, we can build card visuals as well using other controls. And we can build like the table visual using gallery control. Alright. So we will learn about these five visuals, how I made them. Alright. In this video. So let's get started, and I hope you guys are excited, and if you are, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming notifications on such amazing videos. So let's get started. First thing first, before we start learning about charts, we should know how to analyze our data. Okay, the major part is we have to know how to analyze our data, correct? So here you can see I have one sample table with me with the employees data. So you can see up here employees data I have. So there are total of 21 employees data I have in this table. So in total I have 21 employees data. Okay. And you can see up here I have one department column, one salary column, one job status column. So based on like these three columns and the number of employees, I can make some visuals, right? So one visual could be, I can make like one chart. This chart will show me the count of employees. Okay, count of employees, or I can say total employees. So this card should show me 21, correct? Now other chart that I can build is employees whose job status is permanent. Employees whose job status is equal to permanent, correct? So the count of total employees whose job status is permanent. If I count like this, if I subtract 21 minus 4, so I'll get 17. So here it will be 17. Another visual I can make is count of employees whose job status is contract. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So either way we have contract based employees and the count of them will be 4. So these are the three card visuals. So these are called card visuals. Okay. So how we will make card visuals in Canvas app? We will utilize button control. Okay, we will use button control for this, and we will play with the text property of button control. Text property of button control. Well and good. Now coming to our column chart. Column chart. Before we learn about column chart, we should know about bar charts. So we have the term bar charts. So let me remove this column, the word column chart. And let me just remove these as well, no need. So let me just write a vague term like bar charts. So in bar charts we have like two kinds of chart. One is column chart, one is row chart. Okay, now column charts is like this. If I have a visual like this, so columns, basically it has bar kind of columns up here like this. And row chart will be similar to this one, but these columns up here will be some rows like this. Fine. So this is row chart. Canvas app only support this. Okay, column chart. It doesn't have this row chart. So we only have column chart with us. Fine. Now, moving further. So how we will build this column chart in this Canvas app. So let's use department for our use case. So let's say this will show HR count of HR department. So I can say 1 and this 2. So count of HR department is 2, right? Let me cover it with like green color. So HR will be green, right? Then we have sales. So sales 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is for sales. Now let me change the color. Now let us see legal. So 1, 2 for legal, correct? So this one is for legal. and here we will see the number as well, like 2, here 4. Again, if I go up here, so here it is 2. Let's change the color. Let's change it to this blue. Next one I have, let me take which are more in number. Let's say retail. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have retail. So this one is retail. So the count will be 4, and so on and so forth. We can build column charts. So I hope I was able to make you understand. And basically in this column chart, what do we have? Column charts are like this. So we have x-axis. Okay, x-axis, and we have y-axis. In x-axis we put the column like department. Okay, so we will put department, and here the value, the count of employees. Okay, in y-axis we will have count of employees. So as you can see up here we will see the name of department like HR, sales, legal, retail, and above we will see count of employees in them. Okay, so simple. We have x-axis and y-axis concept up here. Little bit maths is there, like if you don't know what x-axis is, so like this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, alright, so one visual is this. Another visual, let me remove this one. So we only have column chart in our Canvas app. Then we have pie chart as well. So we have pie chart as well. Alright, so pie chart is a circle. It is in a shape of a pie, and like this it is like divided. So let's say here I can say these are like contract based employees. Red one are contract based employees, and green ones are permanent employees. So in pie mein, if I wanted to represent my data, so I can say like 17 permanent employees and 4 contract based employees. So I can create pie chart for this. Another visual can be, let's say if I wanted to like maybe more, I want to make a more data centric visual using line chart. So I have line charts as well. So for line chart, let me move it a little bit down. So line chart are again similar to this column chart. I can say it also has x-axis and y-axis, like these are like line chart. So again here we can say like departments, and here instead of like count of employees, this time let's say salary, or we can say total salary of each department. So if I'll move up, so if I see up here the salary of human resources is 5830, and here also 5830. So if I do 5830 multiply by 2, so I get like this, right? 11660. So it will be somewhere up here. Okay, the line will start up here, so it will be 11660, and this one is for HR. Right, now if I move up, let me take sales one. So sales are 4, right? And one salary for sales is 3450. So there are 1, 2, 3 and this 4. So 3450 multiply 4, 0, 22, 18, 1. So it is 1380. So I'm just giving you one assumption like how this line charts are built. So sales will be up here 13800. So the line will connect like this. Okay, line will, wait a sec. Line will connect like this. Fine. Then like this, then it can go like this, like this. Okay, so on and so forth. So this is what line chart is. Fine. So these are the 3 visuals we have, and I have told you like how you can visualize your data, what kind of visuals can be made. Even if we have like the joining date and like correct format, here all the joining in the sample table, I have all the joining dates as like this. But if I have like correct joining dates and months and all, so based on years and month also we can visualize our data. But let's not make things complex, since this is a introduction to charts and Canvas app video. So we will just simply learn about how we can make this simple column chart, how we can make this simple pie chart, this thing card visuals, line chart, and also how we can make a table using gallery, which I believe you already know, but in this video we are going to see. So let's head over to our Canvas app. You can see this is what we are going to build in this video. Alright, so let's get started. So before we start our video, first thing you need is data. So as you can see up here, I have the same sample data with me. You can either take a screenshot of this. Okay, let me remove each and everything. You can take a screenshot and you can create this data yourself. Okay, and if you want this Excel with you, you can contact me at lastminutecode@gmail.com, and I'll surely reply back to you, and I can share the sample data with you as well. Otherwise, you can download any sample data from internet. It's up to you, or you can take a screenshot. You can create this data. All right. So I have my data in the SharePoint list. So I'm not going to show you how we create list in SharePoint. I'm assuming that you know this this much. Okay, so just create a sample list up here, or you can directly if you have Excel, right, you can directly connect your Excel up here. Anyways, well and good. For our use case, I am using this sample employee data list, which is here. Again, the data is exactly the same which I have shown you up here, so there is no change over that. Now let me create one screen. Okay. Now in this screen, firstly, I need to make one header. So for header, one thing that we have is title, correct? So let's create one title. Let me give its height as 60, width as 1366. Background color, I can take maybe this dark blue. Let's take this dark blue theme this time. Font color white. Text alignment center. And font size I can take like maybe 20. Let's say charts and canvas app. Charts tutorial. Okay. Canvas app. Fine. So charts tutorial canvas app. Now if you want to have some like icons up here to make it look more user friendly, so just go to icons. So you see we have multiple icons up here. For visualization, the icons that I like let me just select any icon. Let's select this video one, and let me go up here. Then from here, let me select. From this icon property, I'll select. So see this, you can use this trending upward. So let's use this one now. Let's change its color to white. Let's move it on the top up here. Width and height, I'll give 60, same as my header. Now let's give padding of 10 pixel from all the sides. Fine. So well and good. If you have your logo with you, so you can add one logo up here. It's totally up to you. Now this part is done. The first thing first, if you'll see up here, the first thing we need is a gallery. So in my case, I am using a blank vertical. So you can select this vertical gallery if you want. Yeah. But what I'll do is, what I prefer is starting with the blank. So I'll hit on this one. Blank vertical gallery, or you can select this title, subtitle and body. Okay, so that you don't have to create this bars and all. It will automatically be there. Otherwise we have to code and everything. Now once like this you have selected like this, just select on this data source drop down, select your data source. In my case, my data source is the sample employee data. Now you can see up here some sample data is here. Instead of title, I'll say I think EMP name. Then in next one I want to show the department, so I'll say department. Here time is okay. Let me decrease the size of the first one. The sizes of other will get decreased based on the size of the first one. This is how it is like designed. Now let me just copy this, paste this. Okay, let me move it here. Here I'll say, let's say job status. Okay, so my columns are like this, like job status. Okay. So see up here, I have this job status column with me. I have this department column with me. I have this monthly salary, right? And one more thing I need to show is this monthly salary. So here I'll say dot monthly salary. So that's it. Now if you want to add a dollar sign before this, so simple, what function we use? Concatenate, open the bracket, use dollar sign, give comma, give some space, and close the bracket at the end. So here, see, able to see, right? Now to give it some green color, so I can use this green color up here. I can make it a little bit darker if I want to. Okay, it's totally up to me. Now I'll go to this permanent. Let's change its color to, let's say, red. Okay, so now this is looking fine. Let me decrease its height from the top so that I can create one label, and I'll click up here. I'll give it some border of maybe 1 pixels, and the color of the border I'll choose is this light gray, this 1 2 3 third one. So you can see up here it has a subtle border to it. Okay, if you want to have some separator between like these each items, so just click on the first cell. Okay, we have the separator up with us, so you can see up here we have the separator, but I think the color of this is we have to change. It was white, so I changed the color, and let me change this width height to maybe 1 pixels. So it has a subtle, you see, subtle separation is there now. So which is okay. Now I'll click on my screen. I'll add one more label. Here I'll put the label on the top of this. Let me increase its width. Let me give it some background color. Let's give this like dark blue. Font color I'll give white. Okay. I'll say employee table. Okay. If you want to give padding from this left hand side, so here see padding left we have, let's say 15 pixels padding, let us give, so I can give like this. Okay. If you want to make the semi bold, you can, again font weight is there, make it semi bold. If you want to decrease its font size by maybe 11, so we can do that. Let me quickly select all of these 1 2 3 4 5, and let me change their font size to 10, so consistency will be there. Okay, now let me move them to the little bit here. Now I'll click on this one, template size is 100, and this space from here to here, this is what template size is. 1 row ka size is template size. Let's make it, let's say 100. We can little bit let me just select all of these. So let's just select all of these, turn on auto height, right? So now the height will be based on my font size. Okay, let me move it a little bit up. Let's move this also little. Okay, let's move this date little bit down. This also, so that let's. Okay, fine. Now there is a gap is there. Fine. And the first one, anyways, the selected one is bold, right? It is saying the selected one font should be bold. Okay, fine. But the first one font size should be, let's say 12 pixels. So the name will be bold. Maybe 11 pixels is more than enough. Reason I'm giving a small font up here, when I'll play it, they will look big. Okay. Well and good, right? If I'll select Brian, so this is looking like good only. Fine. So I have built my table up here. So this part is done. Let me press Ctrl Z. Let me select both of them. Let me move them a little bit to the top. Yeah, fine. Let's increase its height a bit. So this is looking awesome. So we have built our table. So one part is done. Let's decrease its width so that we will have little space to build visuals up here. So first thing first, we have to build card visual. For card visuals, I told you earlier, right? We will use these buttons. So let's use this button up here. So the first card will show total number of employees. Okay, so I'll say total employee. Okay, now how we will calculate total employee? Firstly, just give font size of maybe 12 pixels. Okay, yeah. Now to give total employee, see up here on the text property, Currently we have written total employee, right? Before this, here let's say it should come like this, right? Like 21, and in the next line total employee should be like this, right? Now how to implement this thing? Okay, so how to get total employee? So what we will do, we will say count rows. Okay, count rows of what? My sample list, right? My sample employee, my data source, simple. And I'll use ampersand sign to concatenate them. Otherwise I also can use what concatenate function. Now to give next line, if you will press enter up here, so this will also go to next line. But if you don't want to like write like this with code, you wanted to give next line, so for that use 2 ampersand sign. Between these 2 ampersand sign write char 10. So 10 is a ASCII code for to press enter. So you can see up here, right? 21 next line where we have total employees. Okay, well and good. So we have built our first total employee card. Let me increase its width so it is looking good. You can change the color of this to, let's change it to light blue, and we will make its display mode as view, so that this will be a card. It is not clickable now. It will not behave like a button but a visual. Very well and good. Once like this is done, let me just simply copy it, paste it 2 more times. So one is total. So this. Yeah, let me align them to the right hand side. So this one is total permanent employee. So here total permanent employees, and this one is total contract employees. Total contract employees. Okay, contract spelling is a little bit wrong. TRACT. Yeah. Anyways, fine. So just let us give them different color. Let's say green, this one, and let's say red. But let's give maybe lighter red. Maybe this color is fine. You can see the hex up here if you want to use the same color combination. So you can copy the hex. Now how to calculate the count of the employees whose job status is permanent? So we will just use filter, right? So I'll say filter, inside count rows I'll say filter, close the bracket up here, filter based on which column? So filter based on job status column, where my job status is equal to permanent. Simple as that. So spelling of permanent is correct. So you can see up here I'm seeing 17 up here, right? Let me just copy this formula, this count rows formula. Okay, let me just copy it, go up here, I'll paste it up here, and in this contract one I simply have to change this permanent to contract. Correct, contract. And you can see 4 up here. 17 plus 4 is 21. So both of the count are absolutely correct, right? So we have built our card visual. Now if you are seeing little bit total permanent, okay, let's do one thing. I'll go up here, let's use another line after this so that it will also move a little bit up, but it is not moving. Anyways, the reason I was saying, because I want like this 21, 17, 4 all starting from the same point, but the text up here is a little bit long. So for that, if I'll press enter up here, put a dot, maybe a dot. So it is moving up, but I still see this dot. Anyways, this is fine for now. Let's think it of later on. So we have our card visuals ready, right? So this is how you will build your card visuals. So basically in card visual, we basically use this count rows formula and we use data source. And if you wanted to filter based on something, so you can use this count rows and filter, concatenate like these two formulas. To give next line, we have char 10. Well and good, now we will create our charts visual. Let me close all of these. Alright, so here we have our charts in Canvas app. You can see column chart, line chart, pie chart, Power BI tile. In this video, I'm only going to talk about these three charts, not going to talk about Power BI tile, because for this I need to create Power BI dash report and then dashboard in Power BI service and then embed those visuals up here. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about this column chart, line chart, pie chart. So let's start with this column chart. So let's click on this column chart. So you can see up here, there is some sample visual up here. Okay, first of all, on the left hand side tree view, you will see one group up here where we see the legend. So this is the legend. The first one is the title. The next is the charts itself, this column chart itself. So I would recommend you, if you are using a column chart and line chart, simply just delete this legend. So let me just delete this one, delete this legend. Now I have title with me. I have this visual with me. So title is like simple label only. Alright, so let's not bother about title. Let's see this column chart control. Let me increase or maybe a little bit decrease. So this much is fine. You can see the columns up here. Now if you want to give gap between them, so we have one property called item gap. Let's give like 20 pixels gap. So you can see up here little bit gap is now between them. Grid, currently now you are seeing only like x-axis per name. If you wanted to see y-axis also, so grid style, if we change to also, you can see up here we are seeing x-axis, y-axis. If you don't want to see anything, just click on none. But I think we need to see y-axis. Now these are like tilted in some angle, right? Labels are tilted in some angle. So you can see x label angle is up here. If I say 0, so you can see up here they are completely horizontal. Let's say 30. So 30 is fine. So you can keep angle based on like your requirement. Okay, this is done. Now we can give our data source up here. So my data is in sample employee data table. So I'll use, just give me a second. Let's first learn about all the properties up here. So number of series we will talk a little bit later. Okay, angles anyways I've shown you. Okay, now let us see padding. If we give 20 pixels padding from the left, so you can see up here 20 pixels from here we will have a space. So let me click. So see, previously it was 50, now it was 20. From right side, if we give 20 pixels, so you can see up here only 20 pixels gap is there now. Now I can again give it some border, like 1 pixel light gray border I can give. Okay, so if I click outside, so see up here there is a light gray border to it. Right, again if I'll click on, I have to press 2 times, okay, this column chart. Now there are some of the other properties which are common in all the controls, so let's not bother about them. Let's go to advanced. So here in advanced you will see the first thing is label. So label is nothing but this x-axis. Okay, currently the label they are using is city. If I use this population, so see up here this population is coming up as labels. If I select area, so say maybe area will not make any sense. Density is also not making any sense for the sample data. Only city will make sense. So see up here the cities are coming up here. And series 1 में see we have area. Series 2 में we have density. Series 3 में we have population. So if I change the series to 2, so you will see 2 lines. The first one is of area. The second we are seeing density. Correct. In this case we can have that legend with us so that we can see the first one is area, the second one is density. And if I say series 3, then I'll say the third one as population as well. So the first one area, density, and this is the population. Area, density, population. Area, density, population for Mexico. So like this series we have. So let us keep 1 for now. Okay. Now if you wanted to change the color of this style, so we have this item color set property. So you can see up here, you can give your colors up here. Let's say if I remove this first color and if I say color dot red, so see the first style color is red. Are you seeing this? Correct. So for now let us use the inbuilt color only. They are like looking good. So let's use this only, but you can give your own color also, okay, on this item color set. So this is first color, second color, third, fourth, fifth, and so on and so forth. We have colors. Okay, let me save my app. Always remember to save your app at constant intervals. So this is great. Markers. Now what are markers? You see this 3115 on the top. If you don't want to see them, so just write false up here and you will not see those numbers. As you can see, now the numbers are not visible. Let me change it back to true because I want to see those numbers. Item gap I've already told you, right? Marker suffix, if you want, like let's say it should be ITO dash and then this 31 should come, and this should be inside double quotes first of all. So see, it is 31 ITO dash. Okay, I think suffixes after this number, what should come? So let's not, because since we are showing number, right, we don't need to have any suffix to it. Now yeah, this is pretty much it about like this column chart. There is nothing like anything complex going on here. The only thing is you have to make like your sample data be like this so that we can use it in our chart. So let's learn how we can do that. This is the most important part. So let me head over to this one. Okay, here I'll show you how do we make like for this like department, how we can make our data. So what we will do, we will create one no, we will use group by function. Okay, we will group this sample employee table. So our EMP table is our source, and we will group this by department column, so DEPT column. Okay, and we will name that by, let's say, GRP DEPT. So this will make a table like this, okay, where we will have one column called DEPT department and other column called GRP DEPT. In DEPT column, let me remove this one. Yeah, in DEPT column we have name of department like HR, sales, legal, like that. And in this group DEPT we will have tables, okay, sales. So all of them will get like HR, we will have only one row, and these detail like this, this will come inside a table. So one row mein they will combine. So this is what group by do. After this group by, what we need to do is we need to add one column. Okay, we will add one column here and we will say count of employees, count of EMP. So we will say HR mein we will just count the number of rows in this group. So for HR it is 2, for sales it is 4, for legal it is 4, and so on and so forth. So this is what we have to build for this visual. So let's learn how we can do this thing in Canvas app. So let me firstly remove this sample data. Here, as I told earlier, right, I'll use group by function. Now for inside group by, I need to use my sample list. Okay, so this is my sample list, or you can say source. The column that I'm going to use to group by is department. Correct, department. I don't know why it is not coming up, so maybe we should enclose it in double quotes. Okay, then next we have, why this department is not coming up. So see, sometimes this department, if you are using SharePoint, this department will not come up. I don't know why it happens. It come up as like this field 0, field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4. Now if I see my data up here, so this is, I think, field 1, this is field 2, field 3, field 4, or maybe this is field 1, field 2, field 3. So we just have to check. Let me just let's choose like field 4. So see, we have ID modified, but title, okay, ID we have, title we have, modified we have. So I think let's remove this one. So 1, 2, this will be field 3, I believe. So let's use field 3 and let us see if it is correct or not. So I'm using field 3, and here I need to give the group name. As you can see the syntax up here. So I'll say GRP DEPT, and I'll close. So see up here, if I'll select this part, see what is the output. So field 3, so you can see up here human resources, sales, legal, retail, accounting, support, and table up here. Correct. This is what I told, right? Even up here. So department we have HR, then here groups are being made. Okay, tables are being made. So this is what group by do. Now what we need to do is we need to let me first rename column. Okay, so that there is no confusion. Rename columns I'll use, and I'll rename this field 3 with the department. Okay, so basically I'll say field 3, just rename it to like department so that there is no confusion. For you don't have to do this step, because I was just renaming this field 3 to department. So see department and this group DEPT. Now what I need to do is I need to create one more column where I just need to count of this table, right? So in this table, how many items do I have? So simple. So what I'll do is I'll use add columns. Correct. There's a formula called add, function called add columns. Okay. Now for add column, this till here, it is my source. I'll put comma up here. Okay. Now which column do you want to add? So the first thing is column name. So I'll say count of employee. Now in the third parameter, I need to use, see here, aggregate function. So just Google it, what are aggregate functions. So sum, min, max, average. So these kind of functions are aggregate functions. Okay. So here what I need to do, I need to count, right? So I'll say count rows. Count rows of what? So this GRP DEPT is a column, right? And in this column I have tables. So simply I'll say GRP DEPT. That's it. I'll close the bracket. I'll close one more bracket. And my work here is done. I'll select this up here. You can see one is count of employees, one is department, and one column I have this group department. If you don't want this group department, what formula you can write? So you can write drop columns, open bracket, put comma. Now which column you wanted to remove? So group department we wanted to remove. So see now that group department is removed. Correct. In human resources I have 2 employees, in sales I have 5, in legal 2, retail 4. So very well in good business development I have a 4. So this is amazing, right? I'll move this up. You can see up here also human resources, sales, legal. Let me just click on this group. Let me increase their width by a bit. Okay, fine. I'll click on this one and I'll reduce its font size by 10. And title pe I'll say count of employees by department. And font weight I'll give semi bold. Let's increase its height a bit, width maybe not a bit, but let's press Ctrl Z. So let me give some background color. Light gray color is fine for this. And let me just select the whole thing, increase it a little bit down. So yeah, this is looking okay to me. This is looking okay. So you can see up here, I'll play this thing. So see, header I have, this visual I have. I'll click on this visual. Let me just show you go to this advanced property, and you can see up here that my items, I've written this big code. Then in my label I have department. It is smart enough to select the correct column from my table. So department it is selecting, and count of employee in series 1. In series 2, series 3, by default the same thing is happening. So that is why in the number of series I have just said 1. If I will do 2, again the same thing will repeat, right? 2. So see, it doesn't make sense. So I'll just put it 1 for now. Okay, so this is how we make column chart. Now let us see how we can make a pie chart. Again, same properties are there for pie chart as we have in our this column chart. So let me yeah. So see, here it is making more sense, this legend, if you see. So in my legend I am seeing the name of the city. So here it is making a little bit more sense than previously. Right, so I'll click up here. So see, font size is currently 16. Let me make it maybe 8. Okay, let's keep this as small as possible. Title ka size, let's keep it as 10. Okay, now let me check the height of this one. The height of this one is 36, so let me give the height of this also as 36. Fine. Background color of this is light gray. Font I'll use bold. So till here it is fine. Let me move this a little bit down. Yeah, now I can decrease the, wait a second, I can decrease the width of this whole visual. Okay, I think till here it is okay. Here let us show in this, let me click on this first and give it some border. See, this pie chart is here, right? Visual, or I can say control. I'll give border 1 pixels and the color of this will be this light gray, and I'll move this little bit down. Yeah, and if you want to give the shadow to this legend, again you can give. Okay, so just click on this legend, just press 1 to it and give some light shadow, so it will look more clean. So see, it is looking more clean, right? Now here I wanted to show like the 17 permanent and 4 contracts. So this kind of visual I am making. So how we can do that? Again, go to its item property. See, item properties up here. Remove this. Again, we have to use group by, right? First thing first, we have to use group by. Our main column is sample employee data. Okay, now I have to give job status. Since job status is not coming up here, I think in field 4 I have job status. Don't know, I'll check anyways. And my group name is, I'll give grp underscore job status this time, and I'll close this. Let me just select this whole thing. Let me just see if here, see, in field 4 I think I have the strong data. These are like my salary, monthly salary. Let us use field 2. Let me select, I think field 2 pay I have this emails. Field 3, field 1. Let us use, I think, field 5. So let us see in field 5 what do we have. So in field 5 I have the job status, permanent and contract. You can see up here. So two rows it has made, and tables of each rows. Again the same thing, I can like rename column first. Okay, let's rename this field 5 to job status, so that it will make more sense. Correct. Field 5 as job status. So this is well and good. Let me just select this whole thing. So you can see up here, now the name of the column is being changed to job status. This group is this. Well and good. Now I will write add columns. Okay, now this is done. Now which column I wanted to add? I'll say count of EMP based on job status. Okay, so this is the name of my column. I'll enclose it in double quotes. So count of employee based on job status, this is the name of my column. I'll put a comma up here, and aggregate function is count rows. Okay, now inside count rows, what I have to write, I have to count this this group. Okay, so I'll say grp underscore job status, and well and good, we are good to go. If I'll select this whole thing up here, so just see a count of employee EMP based on job status 70, where job status is permanent, 4 where job status is contract. Correct. I am able to make this visual, right? So very well and good. Let me increase its width, sorry, height a bit, and let me decrease this. So let me click up here. Let us see if we can give padding to this legend. Is there any property to give padding? I don't see any property where we can give padding from top and all. So if there is no property, we can't give. Okay, so since here there is no property, that we can utilize. Let me just decrease its size so it will be more better. Okay, let me increase the size of my original this pie chart visual, and let me play the app. So it is looking okay, right? If I'm hovering over it, see, by default it is in like edit mode. So if you don't want this to be in edit mode, just select them, okay, and change it to view. This also you can just select and change it to view. Fine. This is not looking good, so let me change it to edit again. Okay, why it is not going? Now it is at as a default setting. Again, I'll just select it, change it to view. Well and good. This time if I'll play, see, it is not hovering, right, and it is showing like contract permanent, which is good. I'll select my pie chart. Border is there, but since if you change it to view mode, see, if we change it to view mode, by default we will not see the border. So you can change it to disabled mode rather if you wanted to see the border of both of them. Okay, so now we are seeing the borders, which is good actually. Let me decrease its size. Let me increase its height to 36. I think this time it is okay, right? This time it is okay. So here also you can see count of employees on this count of employees based on by, or you can say count of employees by job status. So one visual is this. Very well and good. So we had made like 2 visuals. Now let us see how we will make a line chart. This is going to be the last visual in our list. So again, it also has like the 3 things. One is this legend, so I don't need this legend, I'm deleting this. I don't need this x-axis, so I'll click on my visual, I'll click on the grid style, I'll change it to x-axis. Fine. Now what we will do is, let's increase its height, and let's give the border color of 1 pixels to everything and gray color. So fine, it is looking good. And if you wanted to show the numbers on up here, so just go to advanced. Again, all the properties are same: items, labels, series, this color, nothing is different. Grid style, markers true, show value is false. By default you have to make it true. Fine, if you'll make it true, you will see the numbers up here as well. Like for Delhi we have 15, for Mexico we have 11. I don't know what this visual is showing. Area, okay, the area of Delhi is 15, the area of Mexico is 11. So since this is a sample data, we will use our data for this. So for this visual, I'm going to show, like for human resources, what is the count of salary. Okay, as I have shown you at the beginning, like this, the count of salary for HR, it should be 11,660. For other departments, it should be 13,800. For sales, it is 13,800. So on, like that we will build up here. So let us see how we can do that. So let's go to this item property of this visual, of this line chart. Here again I'll remove this. So again, for your practice, I am again creating a group by again, right? And here the name, the original data that I have, this thing. Then the column, so my salary is in, I believe it is in field 4, but I'll check later on. I'll say grp underscore salary. This is salary ka group. Let me close the bracket. Let me select this and let me see up. As you can see up here, right? So this is my salary. Absolutely correct. Okay, so since this is done, but it should not be based on my salary. It should not be based on my salary. It should be based on department only. Okay, so here should be department. Salary I wanted to show in x-axis. So labels ke liye, for these labels, I'm doing like this. If I'll select up this, let me rename it to grp underscore dept group department. So you can see up here, the name of this is field 3. Here I'm seeing my department. So that is why I'm renaming this. Okay, rename, NAME, rename columns. and rename field 3 to department, I'll say. Okay. Field 3 to department. So well and good. If I'll select this whole thing, so as you can see up here, now it is changed to department. We have this group. I just need to sum this. We will, in this table we will have one column called like monthly salary. So I just need to sum that monthly salary. So in previously my aggregate function was count rows, right? Here it will be sum. So I'll just add a column, add columns. Now here the name of my new column will be total DEPT salary, department salary, I'll say. Okay, and the aggregate function that I'm going to use is sum. For sum, see, even though it is asking as a parameter as a number, but you can give the first parameter as table. Okay, and next parameter as the column which you want to sum. So I want to sum this monthly salary. Simple as that. See, if I'll select the whole thing, you can see department and total department salary. For human resources, it is 11660. For sales, it is 17250. For legal, it is this, and so on and so forth. You can, if you want, you can remove this group using a drop column function. Okay, as I've shown you in the first one. Here, I'm not doing it again. So my work here is done. You can see up here. So let me change the angle to 0 degree. So that it will be like this. Now I can little bit try to increase its width, but it will not make any sense. Let me do one more thing. Let me click on this tile and let's change its height to 20. Let's give it some background color. Font size, let's change it to 10. Title, I'll say total department salaries. Okay, total department salaries, I'll say. Or I could have total department salary is fine. So you can see up here, right? Isn't it looking amazing? Like we have built like all three kinds of visuals and additional two visuals. One is card, one is the table using galleries and buttons. So this is how we make visuals in Canvas App Power App. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned like the whole concept, how to make visuals and all. So I tried my best, and if you like my content, so I would appreciate that if you will subscribe to this channel if you like this video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.